Hi everyone, I'm Caitlin and this is my center at Joseph Bar, and I'm going to show you a little bit of how you can organize the center and how you can also maintain a center and keep it nice and clean and organized. This is our building and construction cart. As you can see, each of the containers are labeled with pictures as well as the words. These are typically super easy for the kids to clean up because the bins are so large and they are all labeled. The biggest thing that we find with these toys in general is that a lot of times you might find little tiny Legos strewn about, and the best thing that you can do when you're kind of walking around the center is just if you see items like this, just kind of put them back where they belong, and it's a big help and keeps the center clean and organized at all times. Also, we have a picture of what the cart should look like as well as what area this is. Again, this keeps the center looking organized and it really helps the kids to learn the expectations for clean, organized centers. So this is our art cart. As you can see, all the containers on here are clear, and again there's the picture with the name. Having transparent containers really helps because if they're not paying attention to the label, they're going to see what's in there. Everything on the art cart is probably the most used, so it's super important that the kids make sure they're putting things in the right container. As a staff, you will consistently be checking in on this cart and making sure that everything is as it should be, and getting down next to the cart and also on their level. You really have to stay on top of art supplies when they take them out. You really want to model the correct way to put them away, and you want to give a lot of verbal reminders about putting things away correctly, and if they're leaving markers out on the art table, you need to remind them that they go back in the container and then back on the shelf as Math and Science cart. There's a lot of different things going on here, so the big thing is that everything has a container and a space. We have our books down here, and we have our different boxes, the do-it-yourself math box, as well as up here. And then we have magnets and other science-related manipulatives. The biggest thing is just everything going back in a box or a container and then back on the shelf. Okay, so this is our parent area. The great thing about this is this does not require a lot of maintenance. It usually requires you setting it up and organizing it in the beginning of the year and just occasionally checking in on it. So we have the fake flowers that make the presentation nice for the table. We have our parent information board right behind it. We have important information that they should know. This is our whiteboard that we use for our parents when we need to send out important messages, whether it be sign up for in-service days or important events coming up. The best way to organize papers, which we always have out, is in our little 3-tier thing here. We always update it, throw out the old ones, put in new ones. And you can see behind here, this is kind of an overview. Our weekly curriculum, our snack menu, our schedule, and the in-service days. And the last thing that we implemented at Bar is these family mailboxes. These make keeping track of papers a lot easier because instead of them being on our desk or in a different area, we can put them in the family mailbox, and that's where they are. And the kids have also utilized it for their own crafts, but it keeps papers neat and orderly, and we're not losing any papers. So this is something that we've utilized. So obviously, as you can see, when everything is clean and organized and maintained, it is a lot nicer to look at. It's also a lot easier to find things. When we have so many kids and so many staff, it's really important that things are easy to find, as well as, that's kind of our parents' expectations when they're coming in, that their kids are going to be in a space that's clean and organized. So as a new staff, the most important thing you can do is kind of figure out the organization of your center and figure out how you can help maintain it. Like I said, just a couple little things that always help. If things are on top of the shelves, just kind of put them back in their spot. Finding loose pieces on the floor, whether it be connects or art supplies, making sure they go back in the correct bin. And we also have nightly cleaning duties, so we're all just doing our part to make sure that the center is cleaned and maintained at all times.